Okay, let's unpack this. Just close your eyes for a second. Imagine walking down a street. Maybe it's busy, lots going on, and bam, this incredible smell hits you.
Yeah.
Like spicy, savory, maybe a little citrus in there.
Hmm.
That smell, pretty good chance it's chicken shawarma cooking somewhere nearby.
Oh, absolutely. That unmistakable aroma.
It just promises huge flavor, right? Tender chicken, super satisfying. And somehow it feels surprisingly doable at home.
It really does. And actually, the sources you sent over, they really hammer this point home, how it's kind of off the charts for the effort you put in versus the amazing results you get.
Exactly. Which is why we wanted to do this deep dive today. We're looking at the sources you gave us, recipes from places like Recipe Tin Eats, another pretty detailed guide, and even a summary that touches on a really quick version.
Right. Lots of good stuff to dig into.
So our mission here really is to pull out the essentials from all this. We want to figure out, what are the absolute key spices? What are the best ways to cook it at home stove, grill, maybe oven?
And how to serve it up right.
Yeah, and just why it's become such a huge favorite for home cooks, for anyone wanting that real street food vibe without, needing a giant vertical rotisserie.
Definitely. Get ready for some of those aha moments, figuring out how you can bring that magic into your own kitchen. We're aiming to pull out those key nuggets so you feel ready to tackle this fantastic dish.
Okay, let's jump right in. Where do we start? Probably the flavor, right? The heart of it all.
Absolutely. And with shawarma, flavor really means that spice blend. It's foundational.
So what are the core spices the sources keep mentioning?
Well, they point to a base of things like ground coriander, cumin, paprika, salt and pepper, obviously. These pop up a lot in different cuisines.
Sure, pretty standard pantry stuff for many people.
Exactly. But it's the combination here, often mixed with lemon juice and olive oil, that forms that initial marinade.
Okay, but reading through these, it felt like there was one spice that kept getting singled out. Like the one that really makes it shawarma and not just, spiced chicken.
Ah, yes. You definitely picked up on that. It's cardamom.
Cardamom.
Okay. Yeah, the Recipe in each source, especially, makes a big deal about it, describes the flavor as sort of uniquely piney and citrusy. It's not just another spice in the list. They frame it as a key ingredient, something you really shouldn't skip if you want that authentic character.
So it adds that brightness, cuts through the earthier cumin and coriander.
Precisely. Gives you that kind of floral, bright note you get from the best street vendors. It's the signature, really.
Got it. So cardamom is like the secret handshake spice for shawarma.
Ah, that's a good way to put it.
Yep.
It signals shawarma. Now, they also mention cayenne for heat.
Right, but you can adjust that.
Totally. Dial it up, dial it down,
Yeah.
leave it out. That core shawarma flavor profile holds.
Yeah.
The heat level's more about your personal taste.
And the chicken itself. Any consensus there?
Yeah. Boneless, skinless thighs get a
Yeah.
strong recommendation in a couple of the sources. They just stay juicier, get better caramelization.
Makes sense. Thigh meat is more forgiving.
It is. Breast works too, but you need to be a bit more careful. Cook it hot and fast, seems to be the advice, so it doesn't dry out.
Okay, so we've got our chicken, likely thighs, and we've mixed up our essential spice blend with that all-important cardamom. Now, marinating. This is where things can sometimes feel like too much effort for a weekday. What's the verdict on timing?
This is actually where that effort versus output thing really comes into play for home cooks. Yes, overnight marinating like 12 to 24 hours is flagged as the ideal for maximum flavor penetration.
Right, gets those spices deep into the meat.
Exactly. But, and this is key, the sources offer great flexibility. Recipe Tin Eats specifically says you can get away with just 3 hours minimum.
Only 3 hours. Wow. Okay, that really does change things. That makes it much more feasible for a Tuesday night dinner.
It absolutely does. Shifts it from a weekend project to a weeknight contender. And remember that quick video summary. It even suggested just a quick dip in the marinade adds significant flavor if you're really, really short on time.
Though, maybe not ideal.
Probably not ideal, no. For that balance of flavor and practicality, aiming for at least those few hours seems like the sweet spot the detailed recipes point to. Oh, and using a Ziploc bag is a good tip for easy coating and less mess.
Good tip. Okay, so chicken's marinated, ready to cook. How do we get that amazing texture and, crucially, that smell the sources rave about? Because that smell is half the fun.
Totally agree. The methods highlighted for the best results at home are either cooking it on the stovetop in a skillet or pan, or using a BBQ grill.
Direct heat, basically.
Right. Direct heat is fantastic for getting that lovely crust, that caramelization on the outside of the chicken. One source doesn't just say the smell is good, they call it absolutely incredible, intoxicating.
Intoxicating shawarma smell. I like
They
it.
even shared a little story about how the smell helped them meet their neighbors.
Huh. That's brilliant. Using shawarma aroma as a social lubricant. Okay, so stove or BBQ for top-tier results. What about the oven? Is that completely out?
No, not at all. Baking is definitely mentioned as a viable alternative. It'll cook the chicken through for sure.
But
The consensus seems to be you won't achieve quite the same depth of caramelization or like richness of flavor that you get from the direct high heat of a pan or grill. It's still good, just maybe not peak shawarma texture.
okay, fair enough. So oven works if it's your easiest option.
Exactly. And regardless of how you cook it, letting the chicken rest for a few minutes before slicing is really important. Slice it against the grain keeps it much juicier.
Crucial tip for any cooked meat, really.
Huh.
Okay, so now we have this beautifully cooked, incredibly fragrant chicken, rested, sliced. How do we serve it up? Seems like there are lots of great options.
Oh yeah, loads. The classic ways mentioned are either in wraps or served on a plate.
Wraps seem like the quintessential street food way.
Totally. Think warm pita bread or maybe some kind of flatbread.
Right.
Pile on the sliced chicken, add fresh stuff like crisp lettuce, tomato, maybe some thin sliced red onion.
And the sauce. You absolutely have to talk about the sauce.
And not forget the sauce. It's like non-negotiable. The traditional options pointed out are either a tahini sauce.
Which is made from sesame paste.
Yeah, sesame paste thinned out with lemon juice, water, garlic maybe, or a yogurt sauce. One recipe gives a really simple lemon yogurt sauce.
Cooling.
Exactly. And another source mentions tzatziki is a great option too. Cucumber, dill, yogurt. Super refreshing.
Oh, tzatziki would be amazing with it.
Right, and then you can customize your wraps even more. Add hummus, maybe some feta cheese, hot sauce if you like. Sky's the limit, really.
And if you're doing it as a plate meal instead of a wrap.
For a plate, the sources suggest pairing the chicken with sides like rice or different salads. They specifically mention majadra.
Oh, lentils and roast with crispy onions. Love that stuff.
Yes, that's the one. Really comforting. Or maybe a chickpea rice pilaf. Salad-wise, maybe a simple Middle Eastern chickpea salad, or like a crunchy shredded cabbage and carrot slaw.
Sounds great. Lots of textures and flavors.
And serving it all platter style, everything laid out. That's presented as a fantastic way to do it, especially for a casual get-together. Lets everyone build their own perfect plate or wrap.
That versatility is definitely a huge plus. Seems like you can really adapt it. Quick wrap for lunch, maybe a bigger plate for dinner. Great for feeding a few people.
Exactly. And that flexibility plus that incredibly aromatic, bold flavor driven by that unique cardamom note and the fact that you get tender, juicy chicken pretty easily. That's really why it resonates.
Brings that exciting street food energy into your own kitchen.
It does. And it's super customizable with all the toppings and sauces. Plus, homemade versions can actually be quite healthy, packed with protein.
You could really feel the enthusiasm in the comments section on that recipe to neat source too, just scrolling through.
Oh yeah, what were people saying?
Things like simply delicious, insanely delicious. Someone said it was so reminiscent of the best kebab shops. Lots of people saying they make it again and again.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, families love it. It's become a staple. People use it for parties, even take it camping apparently.
Wow, camping shawarma. That's dedication. But that sheer volume of consistently positive feedback from so many different cooks, it just speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows the recipe works reliably for people at home. It delivers on the flavor promise. It holds up well if you make it ahead.
Travels well, perfect for a crowd.
And it gives you that big result without needing crazy techniques or special gear. It really is that effort versus output win we talked about at the start.
Absolutely nails it.
So let's try and bring this all together for everyone listening. What does this deep dive really mean for you? We've dug into the core spices, figured out why cardamom is the star.
We've looked at the cooking options, stove or grill for that char, oven as a backup, and how to get that amazing smell going.
We found out about the marinating time flexibility. Just a few hours can work, which is brilliant for busy schedules.
And we explored all those essential sauces, tahini, yogurt, tzatziki, and the versatile ways to serve it, wraps or plates with different sides.
Right, so understanding all these pieces really empowers you to make this successfully at home, doesn't it?
It really should. You can adjust the marinating time to fit your day, pick the cooking method you prefer or have available, mix and match those sides and sauces. Find your perfect shawarma combo.
Try it in a wrap one night, maybe on a rice plate the next. It's just super adaptable.
It's clear why it's such a home run.
Yeah.
That fantastic flavor, the juicy chicken you can count on, easy to tweak, Great for different meals, always a crowd pleaser,
Travels well.
and yeah, that intoxicating smell that might just introduce you to your neighbors.
Okay, so to leave you with something to think about, we know traditional shawarma is made on that big vertical spit, right? Layers of meat, slow cooked, shaved off.
The classic image, yeah?
Yet we've just spent all this time talking about how incredibly successful and loved these home versions are. Made in regular pans, on grills, even in the oven.
Using everyday kitchen tools.
So what does the huge popularity and, let's face it, the deliciousness of these simplified home methods tell us about the real essence of a dish like shawarma? Is the soul of it locked into that specific piece of equipment?
Or is it maybe more about those foundational flavors, the spice combinations, how the ingredients work together?
And doesn't it also say something pretty amazing about the cleverness of home cooks? Finding ingenious ways to capture those authentic tastes using the tools they already have.
That's a great question. Something to definitely ponder next time you're whipping up and enjoying your own fantastic homemade chicken shawarma.